awareness.
Recording in progress.
So we have Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Every time I heard the recording start, I will repeat the salam. Market and awareness, there is a need for increased Islamic financial literacy and education across countries, of course. So we are happy to be with our host, Takaful Keluarga, to actually disseminate the message of the need or the importance of this Takaful industry, Takaful products for the protections of families around and across Indonesia. So we are financial planners. So we are productive diversity, a broader range of Islamic products and services to be developed. Of course, we need more. So alhamdulillah, we understand that the couple Keluarga has also come out with more various products and services. And this is also just to disseminate these informations to the people at large. And we have, of course, current policies are overlapping and create bottlenecks sometimes. So this is actually, how the government is trying to reshape how the regulatory challenges. And again, talent gap, shortage of Islamic financial planners and influencers needs to be addressed. We understand that sometimes, the industries call for influencers, but they do not understand Islamic financial planning. So what they said might not be appropriate. So this is a kind of challenging as well. So next, so I think this is actually on how today, look at this one. This is very interesting fact. If you look at this one, it's in Malaysia. So those who are in Malaysia on the Zoom, so you look at here, Tan Sri Robert Kwok, Tan Sri Kwek Leng Chan. I mentioned this too. Okay, this is actually the richest persons in Malaysia. And we have here Kwong and then Budi Lo Tok Kwang and Rudy Hartono. This is the richest person in Indonesia. In fact, Michael Hartono, this is actually brothers. I'm very sorry, your name is not here. Pak Joko, is your name here? Pak Yuri? No, not yet, unfortunately. So this is actually the richest persons in Indonesia. And this is the richest persons in Southeast Asia. Look at this one. Prajogo Pangestu, Lo Tu Kwong, Rudy Hartono, Michael Hartono, Go Cha Liang. So this is actually Indonesia, and then Singapore, and this one is Thailand. Yeah, so Danin Charafanot, Charchen, this one Sarat, yeah, and then this one Robert Cook and this one is actually Tan Sri Kwek Leng Chan. So this one is actually, if you look at, there's no Brunei. Anyone knows why? We understand that Sultan Brunei is very rich, but it's not there. But look at this one. Look at this one. This one is actually the richest people in the world. The US, Americans, and we have a French here. So remember this one. Okay, remember Southeast Asia. We have Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia. Okay, these are actually the richest countries. But look at the one here. Next, look at here. This is actually world's poorest country. World's poorest countries. Look at, where are we? Where are we? No? We are not here, but still we are still here, this one. Yeah. I mean, in the world poorest countries, we don't have here, but look at this one. This is actually in Southeast Asia. Myanmar, Timor-Leste, Cambodia, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand. So what I'm trying to say, this is actually very close. Alhamdulillah, we are not here. Yeah, we are not here except Timor-Leste, after and then Cambodia, yeah, Laos, we have Myanmar. So there are three countries here are the poorest countries, and then they're also in the world poorest countries. Okay, but look at this one. So it means if you are considered still poor country with the percentage of the poor populations ranging even single digits, yeah, not so much. But again, we still have a problems. It means the gap, look at this one, the gap, you have richest people in the world, these are richest people in Southeast Asia, but also you are including as the rich, a kind of poor countries among the seven the fifth poor countries, Indonesia. So this is actually, we still have problem, the long gap. But why Brunei is not here? It's very interesting fact. Do your research. Can we say that there's not much gap between the rich and the poor in Brunei? Of course, it's very small populations. But look at this one. Whether Brunei has problem with the poverty? No. Whether Brunei has problem with the richest person in the country? No. So what does it mean? Is it good? Does it have a good signal? It means the rich and the poor, there's not much gap. Like Singapore as well. Look at this one. Singapore is not part of this one, which is very good. They're not considered as a poor country. So again, do our research for the next. It means this the message is what next. What is actually the message for 2025. Okay, next. So again, this is actually just a brief family office that we're going to discuss. Family office, but Joko also can contribute his ideas. He's also expert in family office, so we will like to have a discussion later on. But anyway, family office is actually, we heard about this about a few months ago when the previous president highlighted its potential in Indonesia, targeting fund management of USD 500 billion, just 500 billion, which is actually 5 or 8,000 trillion rupiah, which is only 5% of the global family office market. Next. So what is family office? A family office manages the wealth and financial affairs of affluent families, covering tax planning, investment management, estate planning, philanthropy, and lifestyle coordinations. Yeah, for Muslim families, of course, Sharia compliant experts are essential. So Islamic financial planners like Mbak Naning is required, is actually needed here, Mbak Naning. So types of include embedded, we have this one, yeah. We have EFO, SFO, MFO, and VBO. So we have actually, others said it's 8 types, others said 2 types, others said 4 types. I just mentioned 4 types, yeah. So this is actually 97 family office profiles in Middle East. This is why Pak Joko went there. I think Pak Joko already established a family office. Yeah, or perhaps it's a part of the family office. Or Pak Yuri, perhaps, because they need people who actually understand the risk management. They need people who understand tax management. They need people who understand zakah, fara'id, if they are Muslims. So this is why Islamic financial planners actually have the concerns. Okay, next. So practice around the world, we have Singapore, Dubai, very well known over here. Among the Southeast Asia, Singapore, Middle East, Dubai. Yeah, of course, Dubai is the center. And then managing families with wealth ranging from 50 million US dollars to 100 million US dollars, or 100 billion to 1.6 trillion. Yeah. So this is not much, but it's substantial. Yeah. So in Hong Kong as well. And then this one is actually the cost of having a family office. You can like say we have a family office. Let's say this is our family office. We can actually offer the services to 1 family or 2 families or 3 families. So like Hartono, perhaps, or and then CT, Harul Tanjung, perhaps, we can handle 2 or 3. So we have Mbak Naning here, we have actually Mbak Mahaning, we have actually Pak Yuri, we have Pak Isan. So everybody actually contribute to the services, and this is actually what, look at this one, structuring, consideration, and tax incentive schemes. So what they are very keen is actually tax. And then this one is actually the Malaysia Target Family Office managing more than 500 million ringgit amid regional wealth boom. So this is actually, every year, this is our family office, okay? We can get 16 to 30 billion. 16 sampai 32 miliar satu tahun. So my salary, don't forget, Pak Tri, you give me 1 billion a month. Okay, next. So next, okay, this is Indonesian government has formed special team to review both domestic and international legal frameworks for establishing family offices in Indonesia. Of course, pros and cons, we'll see, you know. So this is actually, we have crazy rich list has been come out, and then more crazy rich sometimes we heard. And remember the lady in from Makassar who wears all golds on her body? I think, yes, she's one of our potential client in the future. And then Bali, Bali is the most popular place to establish a family office. So the rich people would like to have a consultation with you while watching the good scenery in Bali and also while swimming in the Bali Island. So get ready, Pak Joko. We going there to establish one office. Okay, next. So next impacts is, of course, they can have efficiency in assets, risk avoidance, streamline wealth transfer, anticipation of family conflicts. This is my research. Okay, next. So impact, of course, for Indonesia, we have a job creation. Yeah, because more people actually needed to be the team of the family office. Local economic potential development, including halal industry. This is my expectation. This is my expectation because government is trying to improve halal industry, and they have interest perhaps in the investment for halal industry sectors such as cosmetics, um, herbs, and medicines, and tourism. Yeah, so they might be interested to actually plug in and then invest in certain halal industry sectors investment, including Islamic finance and modest fashions, and also food and beverage. Yeah, so this is actually something that we are trying to attract, and of course, tax revenue. So this is actually something that make Bu Sri Mulyani happy. So tax revenue. And this one, I'm expecting this one. For those in the Middle East, if they would like to have not only in Dubai, but also in Bali, they will have zakat, infak, and wakaf funds. Yeah, we can attract them for that. And then also those using Syariah compliant instrument, Islamic finance, Islamic Takaful is getting more demanded. Yeah. Next. So this is a negative impact. Look at this one. 6 family office in Singapore. Money laundering, unfortunately. So this is the negative impact. So I'm sure Pak Joko and Bang Aidil Akbar knows this one very well. So we don't want this happen because Indonesia is kind of not really strong in terms of legal framework of family office. And we don't want this to happen, where they actually come to Indonesia just for money laundering. Yeah. So this one actually the negative consequences that may arise. We are not ready with the legal consequences. Yeah. So we have actually inequality. They're becoming more richer. The gap is getting higher. Yeah. And then we also private transparency, no transparency because it's private. And there's no legal consequences for them because they just come and then arrange their money as usual. So this is tax avoidance, perhaps, yeah, and public policy influence, yeah. So lobby, increase monopolistic and oligopolistic practices, leading to unhealthy business competitions. Okay, next. I think this is the last one, yeah. Of course, well, in Islam is a trust from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. We have several Quranic verses that talk about on how we manage our wealth. And Corey today recited Surah An-Nisa. Billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu la taqulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil. So this message is very strong, where not only other people's wealth, but our own wealth, we have to manage in a way that has to be managed without actually having element that is prohibited in Islam. Not batil. Batil has a very specific meaning and very wide meaning to actually remind us about on how we actually can manage our wealth wisely and according to Sharia. And Alhamdulillah, we also been reminded by several persons. Look at this one. Yeah. This one is actually Zuyina Linas, Hubush Hawati Minanisa, Badi Albanin, Walbanin, wal qanatari maqantari itu wal dhahab wal fiddah wal khayli musawwamati wal an'am wal harth. So there are 7 tests, women, children, and especially for sons, yeah, or boys. This is actually specifically mentioned in the Quran. And also gold, silver, and also dedicated horses, and also animals at large, and also fields, paddy fields, gardens, etc. So this is actually attraction that we can't actually, at the end, we understand this is actually the reminder. Okay, next. So we hope that's actually, this is something that we need to be accountable in the future, in the hereafter. And this is actually something that we need to think about again, how the Islamic financial planning requires us to be Sharia compliant at all times, especially for Muslims. For non-Muslim, as far as my experience is concerned, when we talk about Islamic financial planning, they don't really have objections. In fact, they give actually good respects. That they say, okay, this is something that we are looking for, because in the church they don't talk about Islamic financial planning. In the church we don't talk about finance, financial matters. In the church they don't actually talk about how actually economic affairs of the families. So Islam offers, all these compliance sectors such as Islamic finance, and it's for everybody. Rahmatan lil alamin. I think that's all from my side. Thank you for having me. And again, let's enjoy the interaction later on will be conducted and will be led by Mbak Mahaning on how actually Islamic family office from theories to practice, and then their widespread of the views coming from Takaful industry or insurance industry, and also we have also financial planners from Indonesia and Malaysia. So again, thank you. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Professor, for such inspiring insight and discussion on the prospect of Islamic Family Office and outlook of the Islamic financial planning in the next year. That we'll be having it in a couple of days, right? Okay, this is it was just what to say. She spilled a little bit of it, but we'll be having another main session. Okay, that will be led by our moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the main agenda today, that is the discussion session. So join me to welcome distinguished speakers, and also the session will be chaired by our Sister Mahaning Riana, MLP, CBA, CHT. Sorry. Okay, before starting the session, let me read her brief introduction. Sister Mahaning Riana, ST, as a Senior Associate ANZIF IFP. She is currently as an Executive Director of Islamic FinTech Association in Indonesia, or known as IFPA. And she was an ex-CEO of InsurTech Sharia, Takaful platform. And she had experience also for more than 17 years as the country agency and branch head from AIG Insurance Indonesia. And she had also certification, including certified insurance and finance from ANZIF, or Australian and New Zealand Islamic finance, if I'm not mistaken. So without any further ado, I would like to invite Sister Mahaning to lead the discussion. Please give her applause.
Thank you, Sister Rida, mashallah. Bismillah, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think we have to repeat one more time. Yeah, I think we need to scale up the energy a little bit more. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So I would like to greet all the participants here that come online, offline to this very beautiful office of Asuransi Takaful Keluarga. And also, I would like to greet the participants that joining us online. How many joining us online? Masya Allah, luar biasa ya. 100 more joining us online. Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this hybrid international seminar and webinar. The topic is very interesting, as you can. Well, preserving legacy, the future of Islamic financial planning, Islamic family offices, and also the Islamic financial planning outlook in 2025. Okay, earlier, Madam Ani already gave us a hint and setting up the tone about what is actually Islamic family office. And maybe some of us just heard about family office, including me. Yes, this is a very interesting idea. And Madam Ani already mentioned that earlier this year, the former government has idea of setting up family office to attract funds from super rich investors in Indonesia. So what is family office actually and how it can be applied in Indonesia? We will be listening from the expert that already been here with us. And let me introduce three of these distinguished speakers. The first one, Pak Yurivanno Gani, is the CEO of PT Asuransi Takaful Keluarga. He is the seasoned insurance practitioner and already been more than 15 years in insurance industry and now led the Takaful Keluarga, the first and I think the most well-known Takaful in Indonesia. Maybe you all know about Syariah insurance, and here we know as Takaful ya Pak Yuri ya. I think the best way to say it is Takaful. Okay. And the second one, we have one and only Pak Aidil Akbar. Where is he? On the back, Masya Allah. Can you please sit up front, Pak Aidil, so everyone can see you? So who doesn't know Pak Aidil? He's the seasoned financial planner. And also with his wide background of financial planning, nationally and internationally, we will be learning a lot from him. And also, Pak Aidil is the president of Indonesia IARFC. And also, we will be learning from him about what is family office when it comes to learning from the experience in other countries. And last but not least, we have Pak Ci ya. Pak Anuar Shuib that's joining us online. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Pak Anuar.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
So this is the beauty of technology. We can connect, not only be here offline, but we have Pak Anwar online through Zoom connection. So the seasoned financial planner is very expert in Islamic finance. So we will be learning from him. Also, we are curious, what is actually Islamic family office in Malaysia? Maybe we can ask him later on that part. So, without further ado, I would like to I would like to remind everyone that there will be 3 sessions this morning, and after every speakers deliver the message, we will be directly goes to Q&A because Pak Yuri and Pak Aidil has more important to do after their session. So we are going to each speakers. So without further ado, I would like to invite Pak Yurivanno Gani to the stage. The stage is yours, Pak. Welcoming Pak Yuri. Let's give a round of applause.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Professor Dr. Mukhlisin. I cannot mention your title because if you compare your title with mine, it's nothing, Bo. And of course, the guest of honor, Pak Trijoko, our Commissioner Independence.
Ya, memang saya mute ya. Adakah untuk, is it for me to talk now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought, yeah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, I mean, because I'm just now, I thought that we're going to go through all together first. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, what I'm going to share. Am I given the 30 minutes or only short 5 minutes now for this session? Anyone? Oh, okay, thank you. So, yeah, I will go back to mute. Thank you. Bye.
To 5 minutes to fix all the technical difficulties. So while waiting, I would like to also sum up what Madam Ani earlier presenting, that family offices has evolved to address a range of challenges and needs of the wealthy family. So Pak Yuri, are we ready? Yeah, let's see what the screen can share the presentation first.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. Finally, sorry for the technical issue. Yeah. Okay. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. So when we talk about the history of Sharia insurance in Indonesia, so it means we are talking about Takaful Keluarga. So we can proudly say that Takaful Keluarga is the first Sharia insurance in Indonesia. Takaful Keluarga was formed by which is a team that was formed by ICMI or Ikatan Cendekiawan Muslim Indonesia, which the special assignment is actually to form Sharia insurance. Yeah, and then on 25th of August 1994, Takaful Keluarga started its operation. It was inaugurated by by Ministry of Finance at that time, which is Insinyur Mari Muhammad. And then later on in 1995, to complete the portfolio of Sharia insurance in Indonesia, so Syarikat Takaful Indonesia also formed general insurance, which we call Asuransi Takaful Umum. Okay, next slide. So this is the financial situation on Sharia insurance industry overall in Indonesia. I took the data from 2016 data to 2020. Yeah, as you all can see, so basically the growth of the Sharia insurance in Indonesia is quite stable from 2016 to 2020. We see from the asset there is a growth from 2016, but there is also a slow decline in 2020 to 2022. So this is basically due to the COVID situation. Yeah. But when we talk about the contribution income, basically the contribution income in Sharia insurance industry, it grows or it increasing. If you see from the 2016 to 2020, the income in Sharia industry, insurance industry is growing. Yeah. Currently, there are 58 insurance in Sharia in Indonesia. So 17 is full-fledged Sharia insurance and 41 is Sharia unit. For your information, based on POJK 67/2016, insurance industry must spin off. So which means they're not allowed to have Sharia as unit. So this 41 needs to become full-fledged. However, based on the recent data, there are 16 Sharia insurance, Sharia unit that will return their license to OJK. So which means there are around 40 in 2016 of Sharia insurance. Yeah. And in terms of penetration, actually what Madam Ani mentioned is true. Yeah. So when we see the penetration of Sharia insurance is very, very low. The number is only 0.137%. If we compare to the whole insurance industry, the penetration is almost 6%. So it's very, very low compared to the whole insurance industry. So the question is why? In Indonesia, the people mostly already realize to choose food, we have to choose halal food. Yeah. But when it comes to financial industry, people do not realize that they also need to choose Sharia financial industry. The basic difference is actually, you know, in Quran, we're not allowed to eat pig. That's why we have to choose halal food. In Quran also, Allah hates riba. Yeah. With Sharia financial industry, we don't have riba. So that's why actually people have to choose Sharia financial industry. Yeah. But why is the penetration is still low? Madam Ani also mentioned about the banking industry. Yes, we have a big Sharia bank now in Indonesia. But compared to the conventional bank, the total is still considerably low actually. So basically, from my perspective, why is Sharia financial industry in Indonesia is still low? Even though Muslim population of Indonesia is actually used to be the biggest in the world. Now it's Pakistan. Yeah. So for my side, actually, it's all about the literacy. So we have to educate people that Quran also forbid riba. Yeah. So hopefully, if we do consistent literacy, people in Indonesia will realize that when it comes to choose financial industry, they have to choose Sharia. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay. I just share the performance, financial performance of Sharia overall, Sharia insurance in Indonesia. Yeah. Takaful Keluarga, based on 2023 financial performance, actually we are healthy. Yeah. There are indicator standard based on regulation, which we call RBC. It stands for risk-based capital. Yeah. We have Tabaru RBC, we have shareholder fund RBC. Yeah. So the standard from OJK, minimum RBC should be 120%. So Alhamdulillah, for RBC Tabaru and RBC shareholder fund, we are already way above the OJK standard, which is for Tabaru is 249, and for the shareholder fund is 2011. Yeah. And in terms of asset, our asset is almost 2 billion, which is 1.791 trillion. Yeah. So our asset is already big. Yeah. Coba next slide deh. Next dulu. Lagi. Yeah. Okay. So I just mentioned that we have to choose Sharia financial industry because in Quran we are forbidden to deal with riba. But the other thing is, why do we have to choose Sharia financial industry? So basically, we have a concept what we call tabaru. Yeah. The concept of tabaru, so when you guys pay premium, which in Sharia insurance, we call it contribution, all the contribution do not belong to the company. Basically, we will split into two, which is shareholder fund, and then we split into tabaru. Yeah. So shareholder fund is actually to pay our operational expense. But tabaru is actually we collect all to help all of our participants if they experience something like disaster. Yeah. So our concept in tabaru is basically help each other. So it is like in your neighborhood, you guys collecting money. If one of the house experience any disaster, then it will be helped by the collected fund. Yeah. So that's the concept of tabaru. So basically, our concept is to help each other. So as we can see, yeah, in 2023, the tabaru fund that we pay to help disaster to our participant is already 208 billion. And in 2024, the tabaru fund that we pay to help our participant is already 151 billion. Ya. So kembali lagi ke slide sebelumnya. lagi, lagi. Ada next. Yeah. So this is the shareholder of Takaful Keluarga, just for your information, yeah. So basically, the biggest shareholder is Syarikat Takaful Malaysia Berhad. They have share in Syarikat Takaful Indonesia, and they also have direct share in Takaful Keluarga, yeah. But in Syarikat Takaful Indonesia, apart from Syarikat Takaful Malaysia, there is also Islamic Development Bank as our owner, and there is also Bank Muamalat, and then there are also other small shareholder. Yeah. Okay, next. And this is our board of commissioner, Sharia supervisory board, and the board of director. So we have two commissioners from Malaysia, and we also have two independent commissioners from Indonesia. And since we are Sharia insurance company, we have one supervisory board, which is Kiai Haji Muhyiddin Junaidi, and he is the anggota of MUI as well, yeah. And then in the board of director, there is me as the CEO. There is Nur Hafiza as our CFO, and then Penny Hikmawati as our COO. Okay. Okay. Takaful Keluarga has been trusted by Ministry of Religion for four consecutive in a row, we 2022, and 2023, yeah, except for 2021 because of COVID, yeah. And then we also have a lot of awards. Actually, what we show here is just some part of our awards. Basically, we have gotten awards since early 2000, and we already earned hundreds of awards. Yeah. Okay, next. And as a Sharia insurance, we have complete distribution channel. Usually, insurance company, they only have agency and in-branch as their biggest channel. Whereas Takaful Keluarga, the spread of the distribution channel is actually quite even because we have four, which is agency, corporate, in-branch, direct marketing, and affinity. Okay, next. Satu lagi. Okay. This is last but not least, yeah. So what is the connection between insurance and financial planning? So basically, someone during his life, they have financial planning to have their children go to schools or to replace their cars every 4 years. Yeah. So what happened without insurance? So you can imagine if along the way, all of the sudden, the person is sick or the children are sick. Yeah. The money that they use as financial planning, of course, will be used to heal the family, yeah, without insurance. Or nauzubillah min zalik, if the house is burned, yeah, or the car experience accident, if they don't have insurance, then their financial planning can be impacted. Yeah. So that's why for us as insurance, we always consider that insurance is actually part of financial planning. Yeah. So next, yeah. So I think that's all for me on the introduction of Takaful Keluarga. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Yuri. MashaAllah, we learn about Takaful from his presentation. And I would like to have Pak Yuri on the stage for a moment because we are going to open two questions from the audience here. Is there any question from the audience offline? Or is there any question from the participant online? Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. From who? Can you scroll up, Pak Takdir? Yeah, question for Pak Yuri. Assalamualaikum, Pak Yuri. His question about Takaful insurance, Takaful or Syariah insurance. Can you please explain mengenai Quran yang paling berdasar, or what is the principle in Al-Quran that you can share that can be used as the basis of why we have to choose Takaful and also implementation of Takaful, so we can clearly separate and separate between conventional insurance and Syariah.
Okay. Thank you. If you ask me the ayat Quran, I'm not the expert on ayat Quran. Yeah. Cannot mention which ayat actually, but Quran there is ayat who forbid us if we involve in a financial deal which is there is riba. Yeah. Our company, for example, yeah, Takaful Keluarga, we invest our money in instrument that there is no riba. For example, we put our money in bank syariah, yeah. We put our money in sukuk, yeah. So we can guarantee everyone that our company is basically clean from riba, which is actually we follow the order of Allah, not to do with riba. And then actually there is also ayat, yeah, in Quran, but I don't remember the exact ayat, but more or less actually itu yang mana tuh artinya? Yang ini ya, yang meninggalkan, ya, tolong menolong, ya, itu salah satunya, tolong menolong dalam kebaikan. And then the other one actually yang I'm impressed, there is a hadis, yeah. Why people sometimes ask why do we have to have insurance? Yeah, there is a hadis, yeah. A friend of Rasulullah, he brought a camel, but he didn't tie the camel, yeah, and he just went straight to masjid. And then Rasulullah asked the friend, why you didn't tie your camel? And then the friend mentioned to Rasulullah, he said, we have to be tawakal to Allah. Yeah. If Allah said that this unta will be gone, then it will be gone. But Rasulullah answered that that's not actually the way it works. You have to tie first, and then if it's gone, then it's qadarullah. Yeah. But that means we have to have effort first. So that's the same as insurance. We might get disaster, but at least by having insurance, we prevent something. Yeah.
Masya Allah. So hopefully that answers ya, Pak. I think we need another session if you want to explain about difference between conventional insurance and takaful or syariah insurance. Ya, maybe next time ya, Pak Yuri.
Yeah.
We have another specific session about explaining about why we have to choose syariah insurance instead of conventional. There is difference, and we will be having another session on that, Madam Ania. Masya Allah. Is there any question online or Bapak Ibu yang hadir di sini? Apakah ada pertanyaan? Kita nanti bisa bantu translate mungkin. Pak Yuri, before we move to audience, I would like to have one question in related to the Islamic family offices. What is the in the context of the wealth planning and also inheritance? It's very close with life insurance, right? About preserving wealth to across the generation. What is actually the apa namanya peran? What is the peran dari syariah insurance when preserving wealth in accordance to family office?
Yeah. Well, basically, as you know, head of family, they should guarantee that all the financial related in the family should do well, no matter what happened to the head of the family. Yeah. For example, if he passed away, or if the member of the family is sick, yeah, with Sharia insurance, if they have insurance, if they have if disaster occurs, yeah, or the head of the family passed away, then with the insurance that we hope that all the financial planning related to the family that will still run as planned.
Okay, Masya Allah. Not only the income, but also the wealth that already preserved for the next generation, ya Pak.
Right.
Yeah. So earlier, Madam Ani mentioned about the family office is for the wealthy family. So what do you think, how we introduce family office to Indonesia? Not only for the wealthy family, but we start from the that already start to manage their wealth.
Oh, actually, in wealthy family, they already have a lot of saving.
Okay.
If the non-wealthy family, usually they don't have a lot of savings, so it does help their financial situation if any disaster happen. Yeah. And in insurance, we also have financial planning program, for example, for education. So for the non-wealthy family, they can also use our financial program for education.
Okay, Masya Allah. So actually, not only wealthy family that needs to be introduced to family office, but the more family that manage wealth, I think it's time to introduce to family offices. So actually, this is the another opportunity, ya Pak, ya, for Islamic financial planner to have this kind of services. Okay, Masya Allah. So is there any question I would like to ask for the last time? Oh, ada satu lagi ya. Oh, ada. Oh, baik. Kita, oke, baik, Pak. Pak. Silakan. Yes. Question, please.
Tes.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah.
Tes. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Actually, I'm interested with the family office, and more interesting in Islamic family office, because we know that Indonesia is biggest one of the biggest Islam countries, and around in neighborhood of Indonesia, there is a lot of family office services in Singapore and something like that. But I don't know. My question is very simple. If we have, what is the legal entity for the family office to operate the family office based on the regulation? I mean, do you know about the regulation that especially for operate? Is it consultant company or is it a manager investment, or maybe if you have any advice, because if we want to sell the product of the insurance or investment, or we have to comply with regulation, right? But the entity, we must to know what is the license. Currently, I'm in a securities company also as a commissioner. So I just want.
Thank you, Pak Bahagia.
Yeah, I think yeah, we will have more discussions on family office, but in general, thank you for your questions, and we need more policies and regulations actually regarding the family office, and Indonesia is not set up that well, and we have actually as far as family office is concerned, it will gather everybody. So one is actually financial planners, and one is actually expert in risk management or insurance, and then one is actually expert in tax management, and then again we will need people who are expert in investment, and also on debt structuring, and also the business operations. So this is actually something that we need to prepare, but of course each needs legal structure, and then a strong legal structure, not only how to invite the investors coming into Indonesia, but also to avoid or to anticipate any consequences. Just like in Singapore, there were 6 family offices that actually brought to the court because they did money laundering. So this is actually one consequences that we need to anticipate. We don't want Bali or any part of Indonesia become a heaven for them, quote unquote heaven for money laundering or tax avoidance. So something that like this, I think will be elaborated more by Bang Aidil Akbar and also Encik Anuar. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for assistance. Pak Yuri, anything to add on the question?
Family office saya belum ngerti terus terang.
Okay,
Jadi I cannot add anything.
Okay, thank you, Pak Yuri. So that's the end of the first session. Let's give us all a round of applause to Pak Yuri and his great presentation. Thank you, Pak Yuri. And let's move to the second session. We have here Pak Aidil Akbar Majid. He's the expert on this family office thing. So hopefully he will be answering Pak Bahagia question in more detail. Pak Aidil Akbar, let's welcome Pak Aidil with a big round of applause. So this will be in the different structure. We are going to have a talk show here. So I would like to ask question to Pak Aidil, and please jump in if you have any question to Pak Aidil. So Pak Aidil, with international background of financial planning, can you please explain what is family office and how it's been implemented in other countries, and what is the best lessons that we can learn?
Okay. Thank you, Mbak Haning. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk semua. Thank you, Bu Murniati, Pak Yuri, Pak Yuri, and then Mr. Anuar, and Mbak Haning dan teman-teman semua. Thank you for inviting me to share this. Okay, great. Okay, so we jump direct into the topics, which is the family office. So I was fortunate to start family office in Indonesia. I would say I'm the first. I would claim I'm the first to start family office back in 2004. So 2004. 2003, end of 2003, I was working for an investment management company as a senior manager, a VP, and then a company, one of the biggest tax company in Indonesia at that time, I think the second biggest tax company, asked me to lead this investment management company called Pavilion Capital. So they asked me to become a director to do that. So I joined the company Pavilion Capital to become directors. With the goals is to manage the money that they save from the tax from their client into the fund. So that's the first goal. So that's 2003, end of 2000. I think I joined around October 2003. And then on 2004, along the way, I was started the Islamic finance planning. So we started for Islamic financial planning is 2004. And then we decided, because we met with the clients, we talked with them. So we start the company, which is the subsidiary company of the investments, so-called Pavilion Wealth Management in 2004. Right. So during those time, nobody knows about family office. Nobody knows about family office. So we get a tax office, the tax consultant office. We also getting clients from foreign banks, because I think since the end of 90s, early 2000s, the banks, especially foreign banks, and especially U.S. banks, tightened their regulations on money launderings and stuff. They also tightened the regulations on a client that they can backgrounds or the families, call it EP, person with political involvement. So that's some of the type of client that they avoid. So there are different lists of clients that they avoid. And then some of the clients has the what's it called? They want other product that the bank cannot serve. So that's actually what happened, right? So those clients we bring to our companies and we serve them insurance in banks, insurance investment. We have strict regulations, right? So and then during those time, 2004, not many bank selling investment products, and not many banks selling insurance product, right? The bank-as concept started 2005, 2006. The investment concept, which is selling mutual funds into the bank through the bank channel, started 2001 to 2002. But those only available for the foreign banks. I was one of the pioneer to sell mutual funds through the bank, through foreign bank. Yeah, during those time, I think Standard Chartered, Citibanks, HSBC, Commonwealth, those are the banks that doing that. So going back, I had experience because when I was in the United States as a financial planner back in 95 to 2000, we serve this client, but we don't tell them that they're the family office client. We just categorize them as a VIP clients, right? So family office itself started as a person like me helping a family, basically. So it's a one-on-one concepts. It's a one-on-one contract. That's how it started. Yeah, but then along the way, because a lot of people want to become the clients, so we accept other clients or other families, basically. But we limit the client. So during those time, 2004, we only had about 22 to 25 clients, meaning 25 families. Yeah. With total asset under management that we managed during those time about 1 trillion rupiah. So 1 trillion, 2004 may be equivalent to, I don't know, 7 trillion now. Yeah. So that's the assets that we manage. And we manage across different type of products. We also give a tax because one of the requirement or one of the demand that they want is how to manage and well, they're still paying tax, but they don't want to pay too much tax, right? Nobody wants to pay too much tax, right? So how to manage, how to do it, because we have to be careful when we talk about tax planning, right? Because all those people in the government doesn't like when you talk about tax planning. They say, oh, you're doing tax avoidance, right? So no, there's a fine difference between tax planning and tax avoidance. I don't know why they don't get it, you know. So tax plannings, succession plannings, of course, the insurance products, the investments products, and investments across different type of products, gold, invest in the companies, invest in property overseas. My client has a property in Australia, in Hong Kong, in Singapore. We set up what so-called now people knows as paper company, right? So we set up, we call it, yeah, private investment company. So we set up companies in Singapore, we set up company in islands, we set up company in British Virgin Islands, Seychelles, Dutch Islands, New Jersey. Those are different regions and companies and cities that allow you to invest in their territory and getting lower tax on the investment or on the return of the investments. All right. You can set up a company just for the investment, or you can set up a company and doing the business on it. And then you can do the transfer price. You also don't really ask about the ultimate beneficial owners. So we managed to set up all the way up until like 3 to 4 layers for the ultimate beneficial owners. When he was when I served him, so so I managed to make the structures really good, and I told him that this is a bulletproof structure, right? Even please don't record this. Even the tax office cannot go through it. You know? So 2016, he called me. He said, the government come up with the tax amnesty. Remember tax amnesty? Yeah, the first one, right? So the government come up with tax amnesty. Should I declare my money, right? And I told him, "But you broke. You don't have any money." So he didn't realize that the money is already moved swift to different companies, through the structures, to the trust, yeah. And different layers of structures that we created back in 2004, 2005, and it's proven. Well, I still have idealism, so I whenever those type of client came up to me, I would say that okay, one of the terms that I asked them is you need to bring the money back to Indonesia at least 70%. So you can keep the money 30% outside, whatever countries or whatever region you want, but you need to keep the money. You need to bring the money to Indonesia, and you need to open up a business. So I structured that. So he opened up business. He has multiple chain hotels, which also bring, people can work, and then also we have farming. Apa ya, tebu itu bahasa Inggrisnya apa ya? Sugarcane. Yeah, sugarcane. So we created that business. We had a structure, so we just enjoying the life.
Wow, Masya Allah ya, it's a big job ya Pak Aidil ya.
That's why only 20 clients.
Okay, only 20 clients, but do you know how are there many family offices now in Indonesia?
Well, yeah. I think after the crisis 2008, I've met some of them. A lot of people that used to work in the bank as what's called that, relationship managers or wealth managers or private bankers. Some of them, they team up, 2, 3, 5 of them, and they created a family office, right? But again, the family office that we created back then doesn't have any, the family office itself, right? The revenues that we generate, the income, doesn't have any tax benefit on it. So we pay tax as a company, as a regular company. So, but the family office that created overseas should have some kind of tax benefits, some kind of and other benefits that can receive other than just regular people or regular financial planner can service the high net worth and ultra high net worth. Those time, the minimum requirement or the minimum asset for the client to engage with me, it's a $5 million.
$5 million, that's equals to 50 billion, 70,
80 billions, yeah.
Billion. And what is the standard now? Are you decreasing the standard because of, even people with 20 billion rupiah is already super rich, right? So what do you think, what is the segment of this family office?
Well, yeah, because nowadays, a lot of people now get to know about family office, right? So you can pick and choose your market, basically. You can pick a market between 500 million rupiah all the way to 5 billions. And then you can pick the high net worth between 5 billion to, 50 billions, and then all above, high net worth, ultra high net worth. So you can do that because, of course, the product will be more complicated. The systems, the tax, the structures will be more complicated compared to the simple one. The simple, and then of course, the people with the companies, we also do the restructuring for the company's structure because they do the succession planning as well, right? Just yesterday, anybody see the news that Pak Tanoko just gave 8 shares. 8 companies shares to the granddaughter for the birthday gift, right? I just got married 2 weeks ago, so I should talk to the granddaughter. Yeah, so that's one of the succession planning that we did, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, Pak Aidil, we have I believe we have so many Islamic financial planners joining us today. Do you have any tips for them how to become a great family office manager or owner, or to become the family office, to have family office, to start giving the services?
Okay, so the Islamic financial planning approach should be different than the regular conventional financial planning, right? So you have to bring back, we have the luxury of the Islamic, knowing Islam as our religions and knowing the teach and all those they say it in the Quran and Hadith, because Quran is not about only heaven and hell. It's not about only what we're doing now, but it's the whole 360. And Islam, it's a way of life. So the approach for the family office on the Islamic part has to go through how to make the Islam is part of your everyday life. So when you're doing that, then you make a very distinct difference between the conventional and Islamic financial planning, especially when you do the servicing through the family office. So that's number one. Number two, you have to go back again to the basic why we are all here born. No, this is the basic that we teach in IRFC, the Islamic financial planning. Why we are here born, and what's the connection between us with the wealth that we have. Why we have this kind of wealth, different type of wealth, because people only see wealth as you have so much money, you have investments, you have all those things in you, but wealth is more than that, right? So in the Islamic financial planning that we teach, we want people to go back to themselves first before they're planning for themselves and their future, and the future of the families. So those two, you need to master it first, and not only master it, but you also need to do it on yourself. Okay, and then because the thing that we've talked about, the mutual fund, the investments, the gold, the insurance, the Farah aid, it's all about the products and the services based on the Quran and Hadith. But you have to go back again to inner you, why you're here, and what kind of wealth that we have, and why you're receiving this wealth, and then how do you manage this wealth, and how do you use the wealth. That's what's important.
That's a big job actually, yeah. When we are becoming the consultant of a wealthy family, it's another level, ya Pak ya.
Yes.
It's not about managing a couple of million rupiah, but billions.
Yes.
And is there any interesting experience that you experienced during becoming the family office? What is the interesting one about becoming one?
Well, I had so many interesting experiences. One of the first thing first, in Islamic financial planning, this is for all of you, especially also the one that watching online. Never make assumptions, although they are ustad. I'm sorry to scholars. Never make assumption that their financial is already in accordance with the Islamic teach. No, I'm serious. Yeah. Ini boleh dimatiin nggak rekamannya?
I think that's valid. I think.
No, bukan. Saya mau ngomong sesuatu, tapi saya nggak mau direkam. Boleh dimatiin. Online, I took some certifications overseas, and then I become a master of it. So any kind of products that you just need to learn.
MashaAllah, yeah, we learn a lot from Pak Aidil, and of course we want to be as expert as him. So we know that whoever we are, Islamic financial planner, if you want to come to the expert, I think you available ya Pak ya?
Yep.
MashaAllah. Madam Ani juga available. So is there any question from the audience here? We have a very limited time. Okay, silakan Pak. Please mention your name and your
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name, I'm alumni of IUM Malaysia, and now I'm studying Master of Islamic Accounting in IAI Taskia, one of Madam Ani's students. And my concern is I will be a tax consultant. The Indonesian tax office sometimes cannot differentiate between tax avoidance and tax planning. Brother Aidil, have you ever experienced that kind of experience between you and Indonesian tax officers, and how to avoid or solve that kind of conflict? Thank you.
Silakan Pak Aidil.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's what I said earlier, right? The principle that we have is always follow the regulations. Although the regulation sometimes is fuzzy, it's not clear, right? That's where you come in because the explanation of the regulation is based on the point of view, whoever the consultant is, right? So never in any of my practice, almost 30 years, I broke the law. No, never. Sometimes, if it needed, maybe bend it a little bit, but never broke the law, right? So it comes also with the tax. There's a lot of product right now that can give you tax benefit and using different structures, both onshore and offshores, that you can use it. You know, in Malaysia, you have Labuan. You can use product in Labuan. Setting up, I mean, Labuan's always available for Indonesian citizens, right? I myself using overseas product as well. I bought my insurance in Malaysia, in Singapore, so I can get higher insurance coverage, right? So as long as you follow the rules and using the product and be creative with the product, I think you should be okay. Should be okay.
Okay, thank you, Pak Aidil. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, well, let me add a little bit. Indonesia doesn't have pretty much tax benefit product yet. Yeah, in US, I have tons of tax benefit product that we can use. So US has a high tax rate compared to us, but they get a lot of benefits. In Malaysia, I think, of course, I mean, if you go to seminars like this, for example, if you go to seminars like this and you pay, let's say, $1 million, you get tax deduction on the $1 million, right? In Malaysia, Singapore, US doing that. Here, no, because the point of view of the government said that if you learn something and then you become a master, you get the knowledge, and then it helps with your work, you will get promoted, you get higher income, you pay higher tax, right? So the cost of you to getting the knowledge has to be deducted from your tax. That's one example. Yeah. So in Indonesia, we don't have the luxury yet. Maybe one of you, when you become a tax officer or work for the government, you can do that, and I can be advisor for you. So.
That's a very interesting topic. Maybe we will be having another session on that one. Yeah. Okay, I think the time is unfortunately is ended. So Pak Aidil, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. And I heard that you have another meeting to attend after this. So please give a big applause to Pak Aidil Akbar for sharing his wisdom to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Aidil. So before Pak Aidil leave the event, do you want to, Madam Ani? Is there any certificates? Yes. So for participant who is joining us online, please give us 3 minutes for us to give appreciation to Pak Aidil because he has to leave early. And after this, we will be having the last but not least session with Pak Anuar Shuib. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us online, can you please open your camera, please? We are going to take a moment to document the session. Open camera. So committee, please how to take the picture on the camera yang ada di Zoom ya. Pak Dimas, bisa bantu yang Zoom? Screenshot. Okay, thank you very much. Development Committee for Malaysian Financial Planning Council, and also he is very active in education, becoming the senior trainer of Islamic Banking and Finance Institute of Malaysia, and also FAA accreditation panel, and so on and so on. He's very expert in Islamic finance. So help me welcoming warmly Bapak Anuar Shuib. Bapak Anuar, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me for the session today. After I hear all the earlier panelists and audience, so now I'm the last person and it's like a challenge. Yeah? So because after this, everybody got to go for lunch and also Salat Jummah. So anyway, inshallah, I'll try to do my best and then to ensure that each one of us will benefit as much as we can, inshallah. So I saw there part 3. I'm sorry, part 3, because when you were in Kuala Lumpur recently, I didn't know that you are here, at least. So I didn't manage to catch up with you here. So, okay, now let me just share, before I share the slide, I would like to address some of the question that being earlier asked, put up to the panel earlier, whereby among them about taxation, about the structure, how it works, and etc. I wanted to touch on. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all. I would like first touch on the purpose of family office itself. Yeah, the purpose of family office is to ease management of wealth, and priority for family office is for security, which means is to protect the wealth. So that's the purpose number 1, and others come later after that. And the other thing is that the principle of it is how I'm doing it is that I'm doing it to ensure that it is ethical. Yeah. So yeah, just now Ideal already share that he has 10 clients. Myself in Malaysia, I only have one client, whereby the others, which mostly outside Malaysia, and which I do collaboration, yeah, which I work together with other parties. So that's how I do it. Yeah? So, and the way how I'm doing it, because of one is that we can focus on what we are good at, and number two, we can learn from others, and we can get benefit from others who can contribute towards our own client. So that's how things works. And in one family office, it can consist of multiple experts, because I hear one of the question is that do you need to be expert in everything, which to run family office, you need not be an expert in everything. What you need to do is that you need to have a trusted people, trusted team members, so that they are good in every part of the area. For example, if the person needed to manage the fund, so he should be the person who are expert in fund management. And particularly when we say fund management itself, some are expert in Asia Pacific, so he will handle Asia Pacific alone. Some expert in Europe, he will handle on Europe alone. Yeah, so that's how you do. That's why sometimes you need you may need up to even 20 to 30 expert in your team to serve your customer. So that's how it is, the family office. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when we discuss today, we are discussing about the Islamic family office. So that's why I mentioned earlier just now, it's about ethical issues. Yeah. So we are not doing family office because we want to run away from paying tax, but we want to take advantage of the tax benefit that being offered. Yeah. With not to avoid, not to run away from paying tax. Yeah. Because yes, from tax perspective, there are two parts of it. One is tax avoidance, and another one is tax evasion. So you are not allowed to evade tax. Yeah? You must pay tax when it is due and ethically. Yeah? Okay, now let me just share on, because now I saw also just now there are some question being raised earlier to the panelists about the whether financial planning, what about financial planning and how it relate to family office? Yeah. So let me bring into the perspective of financial planning, and I mean, this is how I understand it. Yeah, I cannot impose this saying that this is the only one. No, this is how I understand it. Financial planning is for everybody. It is from, maybe the person is poor, in middle class, upper class, even the ultra wealthy. Yeah, so you will need the financial planning. So when we say wealth management itself, then we focus on the person who has wealth, or you can say that who have, yeah. Whereby financial planning, even the person who have not also will need the financial planning. So that's how it works. Yeah? And then earlier, I hear the question also being asked about where do insurance or asuransi, syariah or takaful play the role in financial planning and wealth management. Some people will say that it is how it related. You have money, what? So yeah, so that's why when we say about how it is interlinked, let me share one picture here before I go to my slide. Okay, yeah, I send request to share my screen, and the host allow me. And yeah, I'm not allowed to. Can the host? Oh yeah, thank you so much. I'm able to share already now. Okay, this is the screen that you can see where Islamic wealth management in the middle, the black color there. But bear in mind, this is not ISIS, yeah. So Islamic wealth management. And then and it can be, you can put wealth management, you can put Islamic financial planning, you can put financial planning in the middle here, doesn't matter. And this surrounding will the another 5 surrounding, you can put it conventional or Islamic, wealthy or poor. That means to say that we will need to do all these 5 items inside here. So what is the first one? The first one is on the conventional, we use it as a wealth creation. So where conventional, we say that you need to create wealth. Whereby on Islamic perspective, we look it differently. We say it is wealth generation. So that's where it a little bit different between Islamic and conventional. So the first part, we say that it is wealth generation, not creation, because we are on the creation of Allah SWT. So how can we create wealth? So we are not in the capacity to create wealth. Yeah. So that's why on the first part. And item number 2, where it is a wealth accumulation, where we have generated our wealth, then we will need to accumulate of what we have generated and what we have, so that we will be able to offset the implication of inflation and etc. Yeah, so that's what we need to do. That's why we need to have on the wealth accumulation. And on the third part, it is a wealth protection. And wealth protection is where, just now we are talking about where the Takaful coming, where the Asuransi Syariah coming. So where is the insurance or Asuransi come in? So this is the part of wealth protection for majority, for all part, either you are in financial planning, you are in wealth management, or you are in Islamic wealth management. So we need to protect the wealth. So you need to protect what you already have, and you need to protect the future wealth also. And in the bigger perspective, when we say family office and ultra high net worth individual, when we say protection, it can even expand further, which means to protect again legal implication, family claims, family dispute, creditors, and etc. So that's how we look at the wealth protection. And the fourth one is wealth purification. So this wealth purification is on the where whatever wealth we earn, part of it belong to another parties who do not work to generate it, who do not work to create it. Yeah. So for creation, I cannot use already now because we are talking about Islamic. So purification is for the Islamic part. So we need to purify what is not belong to us based on Islamic perspective, which we need to pay zakat. Yeah. So it's belong to the asnaf, and then the zakat recipient, and some of that it will be belong to other types of which of recipient, which we are talking about later, which we are go on the wealth distribution, where we will die later. And we will when we die, we are no more on this in this earth, in this world. We part to the next life. Yeah, when death come to us, we will need to ensure that we distribute it to the rightly party, who can manage it better. So because we are responsible, because we are only the Khalifah, we are only the delegates, we are only entrusted with the wealth during our lifetime to manage it the best we can, to follow our Quran and our Sunnah. So that's why we will need to distribute it the way it is instructed by Al Quran and As Sunnah. So that's where it comes to the wealth distribution. So this is the things that we need to look into the perspective of I want to link between financial planning, Islamic wealth management, conventional, and also family office, which we are talking family office. Normally the size also varies. Some say 10 million, 5 million US dollar, 30 million, 100 million, 200 million. So it doesn't matter. It can be any size. Yeah. But anyway, average understanding for family office minimum should be about 30 million, and average family office size between 100 to 200 million. So that's what is the facts that we have globally. Yeah. So, but nobody right or wrong about it, because it's something that is dynamic in this particular area. Yeah? Okay, let me bring to my first the slide. Just to share with you on the issues of okay, I hope you can see the slide. Yeah. So this is our title today. Yeah. And when we said just now, our focus on is about when we discuss about issues of empowering wealth, preserving legacy. So whatever we have to ensure that our legacy can continue. When we say that legacy is supposed to be something good that we do during our lifetime, so that it can continue and through generation, even though upon our demise. Yeah. And the future of Islamic Family Office and Islamic Financial Planning Outlook. So there are two parts that we want to discuss that Dr. Murniati already mentioned. Yeah, future of Islamic Family Office and the Islamic Financial Planning Outlook. So when we look at it, yeah, the Islamic financial planning, I mean, Indonesia, yes, another panel just now mentioned also about Pakistan, about the size of Muslim in Pakistan and the size of Muslim in Indonesia. Since, I mean, we are in this part of the world, we are ASEAN members, yeah. So for sure, if you want to compare, Malaysia are very small compared to Indonesia. And for sure, the resources of Indonesia should be much bigger than the resources that Malaysia has. So anyway, let's look at the issues on this part. For example, now, Malaysia also looking to attract the family office to Malaysia, Islamic family office especially. If you look at it, these are the news in October 16, 2024, where Malaysia eyes ASEAN Family Office page through Islamic Wealth Management. So if you look at the picture there, is a picture of the forest city in the southern peninsula of Malaysia, which are close to Singapore. So this is what Malaysia been doing. We wanted to attract the family office to come to Malaysia. And why Malaysia government wanted to do this? Malaysia, because we are looking at the ripple effects, yeah, the big picture of it. Because the trend has changing during this VUCA world, yeah. Which VUCA we are talking about the issues of the complexity, where multiple factors involved, yeah. Things are volatilities, ambiguities, and uncertainty. So V stand for volatility, U stand for uncertainty, C stand for complexity, and A stand for ambiguity. So with the things change so fast, US dollars issue and etc. I mean, geopolitics, uncertainty about the situation right now. Just now, Pak Ideal already mentioned that he already going into crypto. Yeah, I also have my crypto, which it's already triple. I start in 2018 in crypto. So now my crypto already triple, Alhamdulillah. But anyway, it's so volatile. It can go even back to zero or negative. I still can lose, yeah. But anyway, yeah. But the issues of fatwa, Indonesia already have fatwa saying that crypto is haram. Even Egypt also saying crypto is haram. But anyway, I mean, that is in Malaysia we don't have that fatwa, so I still go in lah. So now I mean this is again and the perspective of what we have. That's one of asset class. You're talking about digital asset, crypto. We are talking about arts. We're talking about real estate. That is part of asset class. So in this case, if you look at it, the porosity, why I show you this picture of porosity. Yeah, I hear just now from other panelists earlier, Indonesia also wanted to attract family office. Even the most successful one globally as a closing of last year is where UAE, United Arab Emirates, where they managed to pull 6,700 millionaires from all parts of the world to migrate to UAE. And that's very successful news for all in this particular financial industry, whereby they did very well. And the second place fall to Singapore, but very far left, more than 3,000 in numbers, because only about 3,000 plus that migrated to Singapore. So again, but at least we have Singapore as a presentation from ASEAN, right? At least something, yeah. But anyway, the first and the second, third, and fourth left behind so far more than 3,000 differences. So for sure, they have some good news. So that's why, I mean, recently you saw, I mean, last 3 weeks, I was in UAE also to learn their, I mean, how they managed to do it. And yeah, I hear just now, earlier panel also shared about you went to Turkey also to learn. Yeah, I also was in Turkey recently, where Malaysia and Turkey, we're looking to have a collaboration between the two countries in wealth management. Yeah. So now what we can do, we can see here is that this was known as a ghost city. This picture here is a ghost city. So the current government mentioned that we wanted to turn this ghost city into family office center. So what benefit will the government get from this? Yeah, we are talking about family office, but what benefit we may get? Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah? But anyway, it is not only fall on the family office alone, but it is integrated. Since Malaysian government wanted to be the data center, so we are pulling in people who wanted to invest in data center, smart data. We're talking about AI. So all these will need a lot of hardware. So the condition, what we need to do is that this data center, the investor need to get hardware from Malaysia. So that means to say the manufacturing E&E industry in Malaysia will be able to supply a product to this data center. So increase workers, yeah. The employee we can increase numbers of employees in Malaysia. So job opportunity will be created because of this. And then after that, what we need also, we will need more power, more energy. Means, yeah, more job will be created. Because why? Data center will need huge amount of energy. Yeah, when data center will need a huge amount of energy, we will need to supply this particular energy, and each data center will need to find the supplier of energy. There may be a small power plant nearby the data center to supply energy to this particular data center. So these are things that will also create more business opportunity in Malaysia. And then that is about data center, about energy. And next, we are talking about how it linked to the family office. Yeah, has the link. Because when we pull in the family office to Malaysia, so they will need to invest at least 10% of their asset in Malaysia. So the 10% now they can invest, they can do research and development, R&D, they can invest in manufacturing, they can invest in also the data center itself. So it create a huge opportunity, not only for the rich people, but for all, from the rich to the poor. So this is things that we looking at when we look at the family office business and why we wanted to pull family office to the southern part of Peninsular Malaysia, which is in the forest city. And when you want to pull in also, you need to have some attraction. And just now I hear discussion is about tax benefit. Yeah, that's where Malaysian government are offering to family office established in this particular forest city, that register in forest city, to have the tax, free zero tax. Yeah, you can say that zero tax for 20 years. But the 20 years based on the first 10 years and subsequent 10 years. And there are certain requirements being put there, yeah? Which you need to employ Malaysian, and you need to pay minimum 10,000 salary per month for that one, and at least 2 employees. You need to spend about 500,000 on office maintenance and everything, running the family office. So these are some of the requirements. So when you look at it, you will know what will be the cost of running a family office. Yeah. So okay, let me go to the next slide. Yeah. So this come to the family office or family Islamic wealth management. Yeah. So if you look at it, this is, I just pick up. There are many news here. Just now, the news in 2024 October. This is 2022 June, where IFN, Islamic Finance News, the time Islamic Family Office are changing. Yeah? So things, more news you can see here. Yeah? Malaysian Reserve, December 2024, Malaysia push for family office. And this again, you can see October 2024, Islamic Family Office growth, challenge and opportunities are available there. So again, further, now is this from Asia First Financial Insight. Yeah. So Malaysia tap Asian family office market with Islamic wealth edge. Yeah. Again here, the Sun leverage Islamic family office concept to woo foreign investor. This one September 23. And here we have the Islamic Finance News or IFN. Much work needed to develop Islamic product for Islamic family office. This one December 2016, even very far. They're talking about single family office and etc. Again, this one IFN also. This one September 2022. The dawn of Islamic family office services. And IFN family office growing, force Islamic wealth management, November 2024. Fundamental issues in family office, February 2017. This one by Institute of Islamic Understanding Malaysia. So what do we have here? So training course about family office, wealth management, the trend and challenges. Yeah. So this one, navigating the landscape of family office in the Middle East. Just now, our panel also discussed about issues in the Middle East. Yeah. So these are a kind of things that this one is February 2023. Yeah. That things are dynamic, changing. Yeah. Islamic Family Office, a growing niche in wealth management and growth drivers. This one, you can read from what has been written by Ahmad Hassan Al-Najjar from IIU. I believe Dr. Murniati know him, I think, yeah. So now let me go to this particular perspective of looking at the family office itself, yeah. So what we need to look into the family office, as we know, start to be known in 1980s. That's how it started to be known, yeah, in 1980s. But anyway, not many people getting themselves involved. Yeah? And then this family office also evolve from there on, become multi-family office and many types of services being provided. People look at this particular industry that it become more lucrative. Yeah. And people can create family office using many types of structures as they feel that they are comfortable with, whether using the trust, using the companies, and many more things. Yeah, there's no single things that say, oh, I mean, family office must use trust, family office must use foundation. Yeah, I mean, maybe foundation in Indonesia may differ from the foundation in other legislation. For example, in Malaysia and Singapore may have a different structure of foundation. Yeah, and then when we look at it, yeah, I think so we must also, that is how you create the structure of the family office, and it can be multi-jurisdiction. Yeah, and then after that, you must look into the embedded structure, which we're talking about how you pool the family members structure itself, and how you're going to ensure that the family members' issues being addressed at the same time, it do not conflict with the issues of business itself. Yeah, I mean, recently, Part 3, thank you so much, that attend in Malaysia family business conference. Yeah. I mean, that was a great things done by Bina Pahwo in Malaysia recently in Kuala Lumpur. And I regret unable to attend it because I was in Istanbul during that time. Yeah. So, so this is the things that things happening. Yeah. And when I show these things, why? Because I want to show that there are a lot of opportunity available for us to have the understanding, so that with the understanding that we have, we will be able to provide these services. And don't worry about, just now Pak Ideal also mentioned, if you don't have much knowledge yet, don't worry, because you are not needed to be master of all trade. What you need to be is master of your own trade, what you are good at. Maybe you are coming from Asuransi Syariah or Takaful. So never mind, you just collaborate with people in investment, people in estate planning, and so forth. Yeah, many other areas. Yeah. So we have here, when we have the how it originates, normally single family office manage only one family. And normally it will do everything for that particular family. And normally the size is huge. That is why we're talking about single family office. The size of single family office normally about 100 million US dollar to 200 million US dollar, or it can be more than that. Yeah? Average is 100 to 200 million. And other than that, it's about multi-family office. Why multi? Because I mentioned to you VUCA just now, VUCA. So family office also need to face the issues of VUCA because things change. Dynamics change. Cost of managing the family office also change. Yeah? So we need to manage the cost, because why we run family office in the first place, we want to manage cost, manage tax, manage everything, so it become efficient. So that's why when sometimes in order to run single family office, it become more costly. Sometimes multi-family office much better. But you need to see the pro and cons between all this, yeah, because no one thing suit all, yeah. You may be suitable for single, you may be suitable for multi-family office or virtual family office. So these are things that you need to look and understand from your own perspective first before you decide on where to go, yeah. And then what you have, why you have multi, sometimes you already surpass the first generation. You go to second generation where you have multiple children. And these multiple children also will have their own family. And they wanted to stay because they love this advisor or this team. They want to go outside and choose other advisor or other team. So you will stay as a multi. Yeah? Or even sometimes we are talking about generation different in generation. For example, Generation X, and also we are talking about baby boomers generation, which now we have Generation Millennium, Generation Y, and to come in next Generation Alpha, which may have different thinking, and they may need to choose their own team. They may not want to have the team that manage their current family office. They want to change. So these are the dynamic of a family office itself. Yeah, and then we have virtual, which again now virtual are something that moving very fast. We can see that asset also now people love virtual asset. Yeah, we're talking about just now digital asset, meta, and many other things. So it's very dynamic. So how it will go further, I believe, I don't know what to say, but anyway, there will be so many more new things happening, yeah, that we may not think before, yeah, because development happening so fast. Other than that, you need to look into the legal entity consideration. Yeah. So why we have family office? Because we want to have legal entity, which we are talking about. You can own asset, you can run it, and it is legal. So if action needed, for example, that you need to take actions to protect your wealth, so you have entity. So that's why legal entity is very important. Other than that, the fourth from the last, the importance of jurisdiction. So just now, Mr. Aidil, Pak Aidil already discussed about using so many jurisdiction, many countries, because they wanted to take advantage of the law there, the taxation there, and etc. Yeah, Google is doing that. Yeah, and many other big organizations also doing that to save tax. Yeah, and then other than that is governance structure. Why you need the right governance structure? Governance structure depend on. That's why it is normally is very. You must understand what the family want. Yeah, then only you can create the governance structure to suit that particular family. And other than that, it's a typical family office organizational structure. Normally, you will need to separate the family concern and the business concern. So then you can mesh between the business part of it and the needs of family will be there. And with that, with the right structure that you use, and inshallah that family office will be able to protect, because the first one is to protect, I mentioned earlier, that particular family office wealth and make it grow steadily, and at the same time make sure that whoever beneficiaries that's supposed to benefit from that particular family office will not be left behind, and they will be taken care of. Yeah, and the family business in it, because normally family office also for sure they have business running and they have the wealth be managed properly so that the wealth is not depleted. So with the right structure, inshallah, the family office business will run properly. But anyway, all part of the world are competing to pull in. So that's why, so I just close. Yeah. So that's why I can say that the family office is something that, thriving. Yeah? And if you are interested in the financial planning and wealth management, there's a lot of opportunity for you to serve the customer. That's the point that I wanted to share. Because I know now already 11:16. Yeah, we in Indonesia, so we have until okay. I need to stop by. Is my time up already?
Yeah, thank you, Pak Anuar, for your sharing with us. And I think that's complementing what has been shared earlier by the two speaker. So I think we had a lot clearer idea about Islamic family offices. So we are open for questions. Do we have any? Okay, Pak. Yes, Bapak, silahkan. Pak Anwar, we have one question here from
Yes,
the
please. Yeah, inshallah.
line.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, my name is Denny Rahman. I'm from Abbasiyah. Actually, some questions that I will ask you about these family office, since the idea is still early in Indonesia. It's interesting that at the beginning you mentioned that your focus in family office is about protecting wealth. Okay, but what is the family office nurture in doing the asset allocations? Which one would be your concentrations? And then what products and or what asset class is more frequently used in the family office? Bonds or trusts, or maybe you can elaborate the ideas how you do the asset collaborations and on how family office perspective in selecting assets in the portfolio. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Yes, please.
It's very good question. Yeah, it's about the portfolio of the family office itself. Yeah. Great. This is a good question. Very good question. And when we say about the portfolio of the family office itself, it depends on the customer. But usually, when you say that the customer having the business, so let's say the customer how he has his wealth. For example, that he's coming from business that doing manufacturing. So for sure, the big chunk of the asset coming from maybe the factory itself, the manufacturing plant, the business that he's running. So that will be the core part of their business asset they have. And other types of it, and for example, cash asset that need to go into fund management, that need to be invested by the fund manager. Yeah, they will have that also too. And when you say the cash asset also, some of them we need to put into digital asset also. Yeah. And bear in mind, if we are talking about digital asset or high risk asset, you should not put it more than 5% because it's risky. As I mentioned, volatility issues. Yeah. Crypto, yes, I mentioned to you, my crypto asset already tripled. But at the same time, throughout the years from 2018 until now, sometimes it goes into negative. Yeah, so means to say that it's a risky asset, this particular digital asset. And other than that, there may be new things that happening. For example, now people talking about, just now I shared with you about Malaysia are pulling in the data center, smart data, artificial intelligence, and these are the area that normally become part of asset class or portfolio that need to be managed. But anyway, I'm not becoming the expert in this particular area. For example, let's say my client said they're interested into the data center and etc. So what I will do is that I will need to have an expert in this particular area to brief us first before we get ourselves into this particular investment. Because I'm not the expert of the IT or technology. So I must declare that to my customer and tell that we discuss so that we get the expert to brief us about the risk that we are taking, opportunity that is available there, and whether worth for us to take the risk. And when you say worth to take the risk, what kind of size that we are willing to go into this particular area. And particularly when I mentioned just now, we will have more investor when coming into this particular area of business, because approval for family office in southern part of Malaysia for a city, as I showed photo just now, approval will come by next year, first quarter. So we will have more family office to compete, to invest in this particular area. And we need to be bear in mind with all these particular issues also. Yeah. And yeah, that's how we manage our portfolio. And number one priority is to protect. When we say protect, is that not to get involved into risky asset class, because family office the nature of family office is conservative. That's nature of family office. Whereby just now Pak Ideal already touched about issues in Singapore, whereby the regulators are coming hard on the structure in Singapore family office, taking actions because people are using family office to go into risky investment, and some is not risky investment but to scam people into an unvalid investment, money game and etc. So yeah, that's why it's a challenge for regulators, and not only in Singapore, every part of the world, Malaysia, I believe Indonesia, all also face same problem. If we make regulations so tight, people may not like to go into your country. We make it so relaxed, people may do all kind of things. So this is our challenge that we face. But for our own family office, what we can do is that we make sure that we be conservative. As you can see that Archegos, if you remember, Archegos run by Bill Huang, Archegos family office run by Bill Huang. Bill Huang is a Korean guy, and background is a hedge fund manager. Hedge fund manager, is a high risk, high return kind of game. That's kind of domain. Whereby family office, low risk, low return, or secure. So it's like heaven and earth. Two different, how it can match. And even Archegos case, not only Archegos alone, there are multi cases that faced by Credit Suisse. So fall of Credit Suisse, part of the contributor is coming from family office, which are Archegos. Yeah? So one of the contributor for the fall of Credit Suisse. Yeah, I hope I answer Bapak your question. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Anuar. I answer the question. So we have one last question from Pak Bahagia. So one last question. Let's make it very quick.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Latif from Pak Bahagia from pengusaha Indonesia Syariah. Quick questions, only simple questions. What is typical of clients in Malaysia for the family office? Let's say, what is their background? Is it entrepreneur, or is it maybe royal family or something like that? So it's very simple questions. Thank you. And because in the UAE is a royal family, right? In South.
Thank you, Pak. Silahkan Pak Anuar.
Yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, they can come from many, yeah. But normally, if you look at this part of the world, yeah, and let's say our area, yeah, our region, normally these people are, for Malaysia, royalty is one of the, people who has wealth. Politician also among people who has wealth, businessmen also among people who has wealth. And they are among the customer, but you need to be careful because normally like issues of compliance and etc. Because when you're talking about politician, they are where it involves more scrutiny, so as the royalty and etc. True enough. When you say that in the Gulf area, the king, of the country, normally the one who has the wealth, You can't deny that. Yeah? And earlier, Dr. Murniati already shared with us why the Sultanate of Brunei name is not inside the listing. Yeah, because he's a king. Yeah, and why must he put his name in the list? He has no interest to put his name in the list. Yeah, so as other people, other royalty also. What important for them is they have the wealth and the wealth be managed properly. For us practitioners in financial planning industry, in wealth management industry, if you wanted to advise your client, so this industry is about high trust industry. You need not to go and approach all kind of people. You just services, because like myself, my background, I was a trader in 1990, so it was 34 years ago. In 1993, I became insurance agent. In 1995, I do unit trust, general insurance, and etc. I come into financial planning and advisory industry only in 2005, after I've completed my chartered financial consultant, which I enrolled in the year 2000. So my client that I serve, I know since my early years, and the trust being developed. And that's why I mentioned to you, I only have one client in Malaysia. So, and because it's high trust business, so you can't just go and market to have many customer. They must really trust you, because you will know everything about them. So that's how when you manage family office, yeah. So that's how it is. So you don't need to go and market. Not to say, but for banking, if you are representing the bank, it's different lah. You are representing the bank to provide wealth management services to your customer. But for individual practitioners like myself, we don't market ourselves. We just serve existing customer that we have, and that's why I mentioned. Other than that, where I have 9 others outside, which I serve behind, whereby they are already customer to their people in their particular country. So maybe they need certain area that I be of value. So that's where I come in. So that's how I work. Yeah. So I hope I answer your question, Pak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak. Thank you, Pak Anwar Shuib. Unfortunately, the time limit is off. So thank you very much, Pak Anwar, for sharing your expertise and also your wisdom. We learned a lot from you, and may God bless us all to also implement that in Indonesia. So that's a wrap up of the session, ladies and gentlemen. But please bear with me, because we will be having Pak Tri Joko to conclude this seminar. He is the Commissioner of Asuransi Takaful Keluarga and also the Chairman of FPSB. Pak Tri Joko, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Actually, I'm not prepared to do this. I'm a good listener here. But ladies and gentlemen, I have we have 2-day seminars, trainings, just yesterday talking about this. Yeah. And a week before, we have it at the CIMB Bank Niaga talking about this. They're taking the AEPP designations, one of our program. So I'm practicing myself in Singapore, part of the family office since 2009. I have office in Singapore. So I'm interested with the term of preserving the legacy, this wealth preservation, which is actually that's my business. Yeah, if you look at the wealth management, wealth creations, wealth preservations, wealth transfer, wealth protection, and wealth successions. When I'm talking about wealth preservation, you need a trust. You need a will in Singapore. So actually, my products, my services actually offering and trusted perwalian to the clients. And the second one is actually wealth transfer. Transfer to where? To whom? Transfer to trust. You're talking about the
What protection? Protection against what? Against many things, like claim, other things. Yeah, the fluctuation of the market. Yeah, that's it. Then the last one is actually wealth succession. That's for business order. So the question is, who is the clients? My clients 100% Chinese businessmen. No employee, no orang DPR, no policeman, no, nothing. Why? Because they are so rigid. The government in Singapore is so rigid. They need to know where's the money coming from. So if Anuar showing about 6 family office are closing down in Singapore, they could serve Malaysians and Chinese government officials. The money coming from nobody knows. So yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a very good discussions. So we know that someday there will be a type of family office will be in Indonesia, but we have to change the rules. Now we do that perdata, hukum waris perdata, hukum perkawinan perdata, waris Islamnya itu apa? Faraid and so on. Yeah. So it's something that need to be considered on that. If we okay with the hukum perdata already okay, then we have to do Islamic law. Yeah, because as I read at the Pak Luhut and Pak Jokowi mengatakan, state that actually the most important thing is actually the hukum, the law, which is, I'm sorry to say, there's no certainty at the law in Indonesia. And again, congratulations for the Islamic Financial Planning Associations. This is a very good start to, to move ahead with the family office or wealth management, whatever things, which is coming from this discussion with some of the participants from global. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Trijoko. Masya Allah, that's conclude our seminar and webinar this morning. So, Mahani Riana, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sister Rida, back to you.
Thank you so much, Sister Mahaning, for leading the discussion. A very interesting topic, anyway, but we have very short time anyway. Before we end, we are coming to the end of our agenda today, but before that, we would like to give some token of appreciation. So we would like to invite, first of all, Professor Dr. Murniati Mukhlisin, and also Mrs. Novadiana CFP IFP to come to the stage to give the token of appreciation, especially for the 2 speakers. The first one is, okay, the first token is going to be delivered or given by Prof. Dr. Murniati Mukhlisin to Mr. Anuar Shuib, to Mr. Anuar Shuib. Okay, to the committee, kindly please share the e-certificate to our speaker. Okay. Okay. To Mr. Anwar Shuib. Nah, this is.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you so very much.
Murniati. Thank you so much for the invitation and opportunity.
And please come again, join us again.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, Mr. Anuar Shuib. Applause for Mr. Shuib. And then the second one. Okay, we'll be having also another token of appreciation, definitely for our moderator, Sister Mahaning. Please come forward again. Okay, the will be delivered or will be given by Mrs. Novadiana CFP IFP as the head of Ethics Committee of IFPA. Okay. Okay, a little bit of documentation. Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So So this is the end of our session today. I'm Rida Rosida, the Master of Ceremony of today's event. On behalf of the committee or organizer, we do apologize for any inconvenience. Okay, wish you all the best and have a great day and see you again in IFPA event next year, 2025. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Don't forget to register yourself as IFPA member. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rida.